The only two things you need to win in this life is the ability to start when you're not ready and staying consistent. Starting when you're not ready means exactly what it sounds like. You just start. For example, 2.5 months ago, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, to be honest, as I'm building my brand and business. Excuse me. But business and working towards a goal and just being a better person, of course. But I didn't know what the heck was going on. Like, I literally just said one day, I was like, bump it, and I just posted, and now look at me. It's got to me this far, but I would have not gotten this far, which I'm not even like, I got 5 subscribers on YouTube and like less than 1,000 on Instagram. But the fact of the matter is, I'm a lot closer to my goals now than I was 2.5 months ago, because I started and I failed like almost every day. I have a few wins, or things I would call wins. However, the fact that I just started is already making me this much closer to my goal. Granted, it could take me a year or 2 years, but now I have at least a 2.5 month head start versus if I would have started today. You know what I'm saying? So I think the ability to just start does something to you. Like Dan Coe always says, you will find the answers once you start. For example, if you're like, how do you build a website? You know, we all, look up tutorials on how to build a website and stuff, but do we actually build a website? No. Why? Because we get stuck in analysis paralysis, because we're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want it to be bad. Well, guess what? It's going to be bad. It's going to be terrible. I didn't believe people when they said your first videos are going to flop like all the time, and or your first few posts or few hundred posts are going to be terrible. And Mr. B says, pump out your first 100 videos and then start counting metrics. But I see it now. And I would have never guessed that if I didn't start. Like almost every video I've posted, of course, you got some outliers that do actually pretty good compared to my other videos, but for the most part, flop after flop after flop. And that's okay, because the other part, what I say, you need to be consistent. I've been consistent. And since I started and now I'm consistent with posting on a platform every single day, I know where I want to take, what path I wanted to take, or the dots are connecting, the puzzle pieces are all getting placed together. And it would have never happened if I didn't start, because I would just be watching tutorials or watching other people build their brand or their platform or business, and me just sit there like, oh yeah, come up with the perfect plan. The plan happens after you start. And only way it comes after you start is if you stay consistent. Because what good would it have been if I just started, I'm like, my videos suck, so now I'm gonna give up, which is what I did countless numbers of times, like after a week. Like, I think it's pretty crazy. And I'm pretty sure Gary Vee said something like this. And if he didn't, I'm gonna say it. You have to have some type of ego for you to think, oh, I'm going to get online, I'm gonna post, and in a week I'm gonna be famous. Like, I definitely have an ego problem. And now I see that. Like, how crazy is it for me to be like, oh, I'm smart enough, like I consume so much content, people are gonna love me. Like, that's crazy to think about. Like, it's almost insane. So definitely just drop the ego. This is, again, if I were to talk to my younger self, which this is what it's all about, and or to help somebody who was where I was before. Drop the ego, start the business, post the content, start the new hobby, and stick with it, because eventually we both will be good at our craft or at the business or whatever. You will see some type of success. Like, I think it's almost foolish for you not to see some type of success. The only way you can not see success if you just start and stay consistent is if you're half-assing it. But again, I don't even think that would be possible, because if you are like, I'm going to start this new hobby and I'm going to promise myself I'm going to do it every day or 3 times a week, 4 times a week for 6-7 months, and then if I don't like it, then move on to the next. Okay, cool. However, I think at a certain point, you start to become obsessed with it. Like, one thing I'm thinking about constantly now is content. Like, I didn't believe this is how I was going to go, but the route I was going to take with everything. However, now what I'm thinking about is branding, and more branding. So I think the fact that when you start and stay consistent, you become obsessed, and then your brain starts putting all the pieces together. You start looking up content on how to improve, or you start looking up content on how to be a better cook, or whatever it is you're doing. So definitely one thing you need is to drop your ego, start and stay consistent and do it, and eventually there's no way you can't fail, in my opinion. And yeah, I stand by it. I'm staying 10 toes down. You can't fail if you just start, even if you don't know what you're doing, and you stay consistent. Thank you. That's it for today.